Hey everyone, how's everyone doing here? So excited to be here for our Saving Sarah Mutual Aid event, raising money for our good friend Doodleplex. We've raised just over $1,800, and that was our milestone for this game, FEZ, run by thearst3rd, any percent, showing off our Sonic costume. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much. Hey everybody, my name is thearst3rd. I'm going to be running FEZ any percent, and yes, that will be with a Sonic sprite replacement. So you see this little image of Sonic? That's actually going to be used throughout the whole game, so that's really cool. So I'm super excited to show this, and I have two lovely commentators if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
What's up, guys? This is Joker TYF here.
And I am Morgan Must Die.
All top runners of this game. I'm very happy that they're here. So this game starts off with a decent amount of cutscenes, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started with the run. It'll start when I press the button to make the run start. So we'll just go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Oops, what?
Go!
Oh, just kidding. 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry. Second try. That's a hard trick I just pulled off.
It's RNG manipulation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. All right, so what is this game?
Oh, well,
Yes.
that's a big question.
Yeah. So FEZ is what we call a 2D/3D platformer. And the name sounds confusing, but basically what it is it's a 2D platformer, but in actuality, the world is 3D, and you get to look at it from, 4 sides, as if you're looking into, from different perspectives, and interact with it as if it were a 2D world from each of those sides.
It's it's a tough mechanic to explain, but once you see it in action, it kind of just immediately makes a lot of sense. It's very, very well done.
And it's such a unique, no other game does anything really like it, and you can exploit the mechanic in various ways to go very fast.
You may notice we're not Sonic yet. Don't worry, we'll become Sonic very soon. With this cutscene, which already in the base game, I swear this cutscene makes no sense. I don't understand it at all.
It's just
It's normal stuff, right?
climb to the roof of your village and talk to God
Yeah.
regularly.
And then God tells you that there's a
activities.
third dimension that you didn't know about and gives you a hat that makes it so you can see the third dimension. Except in this game,
But unfortunately,
Yeah.
God speaks Zooish.
yeah, we can't read this text yet.
Yeah.
So the primary purpose
Yeah.
of this run is something goes wrong speaking to God here.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, this is your first introduction to the kind of perspective shifting mechanic that we'll be taking advantage of here. But we have to collect 32 cubes to finish this run, and those are split into golden cubes, anti-cubes, and then bits. And golden cubes are kind of given out for finishing platforming puzzles and exploring and things like that. Anti-cubes are for completing more esoteric puzzles, code breaking and things like that.
Yeah, and there's 64 of them, 64 total cubes in the game. We only need to connect half of them.
All right, so surely
there we
nothing's
go.
gonna
Look at
go wrong
Sonic.
here, right?
Oh no! Dude, what's happening with your computer?
Oh no!
you got the glitches.
I got some glitches. Oh no! Oh, we might have some technical difficulties. Uh-oh. My video feed seems to be getting corrupted.
You need a hop in
okay.
his host if you need me to.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just reboot my computer. It's okay. All right, we're good. All right, I think we're good. Look, this computer is 23 megahertz.
Yo, you use Brady BIOS too?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
2010 computer?
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I just built it recently. Okay, we're all good. Whew. Thank goodness. I was worried.
All right, should we get ready with the restart time?
Yeah.
Well, luckily you can see in the top right our timer. It stays
Still going,
This
so
computer
we're all
has a
good.
real-time clock, which allows the speedrun to keep going even when it turns off. Fun fact.
But here we go. This world is now
Whoa.
3D.
It's so
It was
three-dimensional.
always 3D, but now we can see it. Whoa. But yeah, so like they said, the main point of the game, the cube freaking exploded. We need to get 32 cubes to put it back together.
And that yellow thing you see on the side there, that's a cube bit. If you collect 8 of those, you get a golden cube. And those are just everywhere. We're going to collect so many throughout the run.
Though mostly we'll be collecting anti-cubes, which
Yes.
have kind of weird solutions to them that required understanding some more complex game mechanics. You're going to see a lot of rooms like this where we just walk in and the reward for solving the puzzle just kind of appears.
Yeah, it's mostly because you just have to enter a sequence of inputs that, of course, you have to solve the puzzle to find out, but, we
luckily-
already have solved the puzzles, so we know what they are.
If you've never played this game before, you are not going to have any solutions to puzzles spoiled for you, really.
Maybe a couple, but most of them not, which is nice.
So here we're going to do a trick called an animation skip, where we spawn two objects like intersecting each other, and then we can pick them up at the same time and skip
Nice.
that sort of jump in the air success animation that you get when you collect an object otherwise.
Yeah, it's nice humble time save. Nothing special we can do with that.
That surely won't come
Oh,
into
yeah.
play later.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
And we did just watch Split Fiction before, which featured authors who use any literary devices.
No way.
So here's our first golden cube. We get it because we collected 8 bits. There you go.
So you might have seen that climbing up this tower, we did a little bit of weird perspective movement, where I climbed it up kind of facing the wrong way. Using perspective in this game to go fast is one of those important speedrun strats where once you learn how to, once you learn how the perspective mechanics work and the weird intricacies, you'll get to use it to your advantage, including with some crazy
And coming
tricks,
up-
if you want to explain those.
Yeah, coming up, we're going to come into some even crazier mechanics. So basically, the devs didn't want people to get sandwiched in between the level geometry. So what they did was implement a feature where if you're in the air and there's a wall in front of Gomez and a wall behind Gomez, Gomez will get pushed back all the way to behind the back wall. And so what that means in practice is that we can get ourselves in, between two walls, jump, and then rotate the perspective to push Gomez outside of the wall and basically
Boom,
warp
right
from
like
one
that.
area to another.
Boom.
Nice.
There's a ton in this room.
Boom. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Let's not do that.
Oh, no.
Fundamentals, T-Hurst.
Man. There we go. Boom. Boom. Normally don't do it that way. What's going on?
These are very difficult to do.
Especially when you're bad. There we go.
There we go, nicely done.
Now, as long as I don't ring this bell the wrong number of times, we're good.
Yeah, this is one of those puzzles that, like, doing this casually, there's like 5 hours of research into this world's,
Yeah.
backstory and history that you need to do to understand how to turn this bell into a cube. But there we go.
You'll notice that these floating platforms they're oscillating, right? So it actually limits the amount of time you can save or lose in this room. And there are some other rooms that comes into play as well.
Do you have a convenient metaphor that you could explain?
Imagine a bus
No
that comes
way.
every
He said it. He said the thing.
couple seconds.
Come on. All right, so anyone want to explain these crates?
Sliding blocks, in an engine like this where the camera's moving around. I don't know, blink if you miss it there. That middle one just moved without us touching it.
Wow.
I didn't-
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't just
kind of
accidentally
have a
press the
mind of their
rotation
own.
buttons. That was on purpose.
Yeah.
I
So
don't even
luckily-
know how to solve this puzzle normally. All I know is the speedrun strats where we do that.
It's just I've watched people play this run casually and they get up to that room and I'm just like, why don't you just make the blocks move on their own? What are you
Oh
doing?
yeah, here's another perspective warp coming up.
That's a great example
Warp all
there.
the way to the right side.
That's a very clear one.
Yep.
But immediately after it we have, so it's like that kind of perspective, like movement is not intentional, but this kind is, where we're over on the vines on the right and now you're over on the door on the left.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is like the bread
Often
and
the
butter of playing this game.
Often the shortest path from A to B is not to walk from A to B, but to, move a little bit, rotate back, and you're already at the destination.
Yeah, because anytime you rotate, it basically flattens the entire 3D world into a 2D plane. And so that means that parts that are far away from each other can just be gone from.
Close to each other. Yeah.
So here's another
hurts my
crazy jump room.
Yeah, learning this room as a beginner took forever.
And it's right at the beginning of the run.
And all of these like jumps, you think they're like, they look decent, but it turns out you need to like maintain your momentum through the rotations, and that's actually the hardest part.
You got to be moving the correct direction before and after the rotation.
Also, fun fact, if you die, you can just open a door and survive. So next time you're falling out from a plane, just look for a door that you haven't opened yet, and then you'll just open it right when you touch the ground, and then you'll be fine.
At least in this game.
All right, who wants to explain 8-backs?
I can take this one.
Okay, go for it.
So basically, we mentioned earlier how there's a trick called the animation skip. It turns out if you do an animation skip with the second item being an anti-cube, and you have 8 bits collected but not in the golden cube yet, you will get an extra anti-cube for nothing. So here we'll see we'll collect our 8th bit and spawn 1 anti-cube.
There we
And
go.
collect it, and you'll see we actually collected 2 anti-cubes on the right-hand side, cubes 9 and 10.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it's
And
weird.
It turns out
We
the
can
8
skip
bits
the
that we have
technical
also-
explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the technical explanation is about 3,000 words long. So that was very well compressed.
Basically, we get 4 cubes for the price of 3.
What?
Whoa, what was that?
I have never seen that.
I've seen that once or
Yeah.
twice. That's
I've never seen it in that spot.
no. This game is competently made. I suppose you can't blame them. They did pull off a very, very
I am just
like,
in awe at how this
complex
engine
mechanic.
works at all.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty
honestly.
impressive. Really? That was rude. Rude of the game
fell
to
for
do
the
that.
oldest trick in the book, the old arch wall.
Yeah. That jump is surprisingly
So here we're
annoying.
going to use some coyote frames. If you like, there's a few frames after you fall off a ledge where you're still able to jump, and it turns out you need to use those frames to make that jump. Otherwise, you have to go the long way. But we're speedrunners. We don't like to go the long way.
Yeah.
Ignore these invisible platforms.
We're not going to tell you how to find
Don't
them.
worry about it.
How? What?
If you want to find those, you got to
You'll
play
figure
the
it out
game.
if you play the game.
Which, by the way, you should do. This game is really good.
Oh, it's fantastic. We're going to see a lot in the next room. We've got a tech called reverse corner jumping. So every time you grab a ledge, there's a little climbing up animation that takes about a second, but you can jump backwards off a ledge really fast. And you're only supposed to be able to jump backwards, but it turns out if you change the direction that you're holding within 3 or 4 frames from jumping, you can actually do it in any direction.
So if Terry is good, he will get one here. There you go.
There we
There's
go.
one.
And then another one. And then
And
another,
another
one.
one.
Damn,
and
you're cracked
another
today.
one. That one had a rotation in the middle, which was actually crazy.
Oh,
And so here, these blocks at the top are also on a cycle.
you
and
got
I
it. That
think
was
we-
fast arches.
What?
Oh no!
I pressed down on the D-pad by accident.
Damn,
That
that would have been so sick.
Again? All right, I'm just gonna press up. I'm just gonna do the slow climb.
Yes, here's an example of what we put all that effort into skip, is that little animation there of climbing up a ledge.
Yeah. Every time you do it, it's half a second or to a second or so. So if you can just do a quick little get up, it's a lot faster, and it adds up over the course of a run.
Oh, yeah. At the
Coming
cost
up
of...
is tree.
know.
This is my favorite area in the game. I think it's just so yeah.
It's got cool music too at the beginning here. Lots of this game has cool music. Also there, I use
There's
a
so
visual
many-
cue that involves Gomez's FEZ. When you're playing as Sonic, you don't have it. So,
No FEZ. There's so many individual rooms in this game that have a great soundtrack that we enter for 8 seconds in the speedrun and then we immediately leave. It's such a
the
waste.
music doesn't even have time to ramp up. It's very sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
The soundtrack by Disaster Piece for this game is so good too. One of the best aspects of the
Nicely
game.
done.
Yeah, that jump right there.
Mushroom jump there.
It's kind of tricky.
Insanely hard.
So coming up in this room, we're going to get a map. And usually the maps in this game don't actually do anything. They just like, tell you where some secret is. But of course, we already know where all the secrets are. Turns out
So
this
why do you
map,
bother collecting the map?
this map in particular is needed because it contains a QR code that you can enter anywhere, or the QR code leads to a sequence of inputs that you can enter anywhere and spawn an anti-cube. And because of the 8-back we mentioned earlier, being able to spawn anti-cubes in arbitrary places is very, very important.
Ah.
Ooh, that was close.
Another deceptively hard jump.
Yep. I've lost runs to that jump.
Yeah, you gotta really maximize the coyote frames there.
Here we've got another room where the blocks like to move around on their own.
You can't, if you try and rotate the perspective while a block is moving, you'll accidentally warp the block, which you don't
It's really
actually want to
annoying.
do in this case. And boom, solved.
Everyone understood the solution to that one, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Casually, that took me so long to figure out the solution to that puzzle. In the speedrun, we just do it. It's easy. Why didn't I just do that in my casual playthrough? I don't know.
It's that simple.
Coming up, we have our second 8-back of the run. This time we're going to get 5 cubes for the price of 4. And this setup is pretty insane. We spawn 3 anti-cubes. One of them is in this room only, and the other 2 are so-called anywhere codes.
And you have to do it without collecting
That
Yeah.
bit.
Those
until the
oscillations.
right
Once you
moment.
collect the bit, you're on a timer until you collect the golden cube, and you got
Nice,
to
we're good.
collect the anti-cubes with it.
Well done.
And floating worm of good luck. I've been blessed.
worm of good
with a
luck.
floating worm of good luck.
So yeah, if you see the little cube timers we have on the right there, that was 4 cubes collected at the exact same time.
Yeah, 15, 28
Wow.
there.
5th as we come out of this spinning animation here.
And this
You
is
might
the
seem-
second of 5 hub worlds. And we only visit 2, so there's plenty of content in this game
Yes.
that's not being spoiled right now.
Yes.
So cool.
So if you like what you see, go play this game.
So we're gonna go
weird.
in and out of this room twice, and it turns out this code on the QR code is shared with another, code we got earlier in the run. You're not supposed to be able to get both, but the game, you can fool it by just going out and going back into the room.
It works on me. Oldest trick in the book.
Thearst, you said that you will only be visiting 2 worlds. So is this pretty much it?
Yeah, I mean,
So we have a lot of stuff to do in this room. So we need to get 32, right? We're at 22 right now. So there's a fair amount left to go.
yeah.
Yeah, but still, I do
are
want to
just-
share that the next run is indeed going to be that Super Fancy Pants Adventure run. And so if you want to get your donations in for what pants the protagonist is going to wear, please, let's go ahead and get those donations in. ! Donate in the chat.
While we're on
Legendary.
the topic of donation wars, Baloney Tony all the way.
That is coming up right after that, too. These will be coming in super fast.
Okay, we're good, I think.
I'll count that.
Tiny little optimization there. I
love that
do
one.
that to manipulate my position so I'm hovering in the air, and then I can get a corner jump, which saves just a tiny bit of time, and it looks really cool. What also looks cool is in this room you can enter in the code while you're in the air, but I kind of messed it up. But we're good.
There are so many, because the buttons that you're pressing to input these codes make things happen in the game as well. They're tied to Gomez's movement and camera rotations and things. So there's a lot of fun optimizations in, finding ways to incorporate the buttons you're pushing for the code into how you're moving around, which is a ton of fun.
And especially in this room. Let's see if I can do it all within one get up animation. Very nice. So I pressed all the buttons while I was getting up, meaning it didn't do any rotations or didn't do anything. I climbed that and the cube spawned.
So coming up here, we're gonna do another animation skip on this little gate, and it saves
We've done this a
7
few times
seconds. So if we go in and come back, we missed it.
we can skip this animation that we're watching right now.
It's very long, so you really want to skip it. I missed the first one in the run too, so that's okay.
Unfortunately, that's the last of those warps that we use in this run, so
Damn.
you'll have to speedrun the game yourself to see what that one looks
True.
like.
Or watch the world record by Wilco314, which is very fast. Say impressively fast
Yeah,
run.
if you want to lose all hope at ever getting world record yourself, go watch Wilco's world record. This is the best room in the game.
Yeah, this room showcases
this is
perspective
all it.
really well.
We're gonna get on the tree here, and then we're gonna go from the tree all the way to the left-hand side of the screen that's like off screen in 1 second. Boom, we're already there.
Nice.
And we get to do it again.
On the way back.
Boom.
We're too busy doing other movement in the speedrun to appreciate just the room like that every so often that is just so perfectly crafted for exactly what this game is doing.
Yeah, it's very satisfying. Let's get these ladders. They're on a cycle.
Don't miss it.
Nice. It can be that can be tricky
that's a
to make
close
it on the
one.
last ladder, and you can get like trolled. Even if you're almost fully on that final ladder, but your like toe is touching the ladder below, you'll be on the ladder below. It's like really annoying. So we made it. Cool perspective warp here. I'll jump, and then it teleports me to the other side of this thing. You're supposed to rotate a crank, and we do it without doing that.
Underrated.
There's a couple cranks that we're supposed to rotate here, like in this room. There's another.
Oh, here's another cool perspective trick coming up. We'll get in front of the rotate and move in front of the level and rotate back and warp all the way to the left to get on that ladder.
Yeah.
God, they're so blink if you miss it.
Like, if you just watch the speed run, it doesn't look all that impressive, but when you try and do it, you're like, what the hell? How does any of this work?
I mean, I think the fact that we can just yap about what's going on, and even then we're giving like the condensed TLDR of what's going on. Like,
Yeah, how long is that
every
80%
single room.
tutorial? It's like 40 something minutes, you said?
It's 20 minutes is just like not even getting into the route.
Yeah.
It's just explaining like how the tricks work.
Wow.
Any
So
day
look,
now.
keep your eyes out for that.
Yep.
Does this room look
So
familiar?
coming
This is our final area.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, this room does look familiar. You'll figure that out later.
There's time travel shenanigans. It's fine. It's
It's,
whatever.
you know,
it makes
it's,
sense.
It's normal. It just like the cutscene at the beginning. It makes perfect sense, and I
Just
know
like the whole plot of this
exactly what's
game, it
going
makes
on.
perfect
Yeah.
sense.
We have one more 8-back we have to do in one of these rooms, and then we'll have all the cubes we need to finish the game. And this one is the hardest one in the hardest trick, in my opinion.
What?
So
There we go.
We need to spawn 2 anti-cubes in very specific places, and then grab onto this ledge. Make sure the camera never faces the wrong way.
And boom. There we go.
And
We got it. And then when I come out here, we have 31. We get this cube. We've got 32.
32.
And this is the final.
In fact, Dot actually says there, like, oh, you got 32 cubes. You can go to that door that we saw earlier. And then when we get to the door, it says, wow, this door requires 32 cubes. I wonder when you're going to get 32 cubes.
That's kind of funny that
Yeah,
you
get
can
that out of
experience them in the wrong order. All right, so now is a great time. We have like a good 90-ish maybe like 60-ish seconds of downtime while we watch 2 long cutscenes back to back. So now's a good time to throw it to the host.
Yeah, thank you so much. So everybody, once again, we are supporting Doodleplex here with our Saving Sarah Mutual Aid events. We've got a couple of fun bid wars that are open right now. Like I said, Super Fancy Pants Adventure is coming up right after this run is done, which is super soon. Right now, the On Fire pants are in the lead with $39, with Full Rainbow on its tail at $10, and really just 2 $15 donations can send that right into the lead to be able to show off some pride side here during the Saving Sarah event. And Bloody Tony was mentioned a little bit earlier. We've got a category bid war for Nubby's Number Factory for either Baloney Tony, Glass Tony, or Tony Jr. None of the selections have had any dollars put to it just yet because all the attention has been put on Super Fancy Pants Adventure, but you can, even for just $1, potentially sway what it is we're going to see at that Number Factory.
Nice.
All right, so this is the moon.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah, well, to do the low gravity effect, what they do is they time scale all the animations to make them slower. So every corner get up animation is way slower. Every turn animation is way slower. Look how slow that is.
Way slower.
So slow.
And so we want to minimize the amount of animations we have to do. If we get it, we will be able to get to the top and not have to rotate at all.
I messed it up. Yeah, this is really precise. So I did one extra animation, which means it's already gonna be probably impossible to get turnless. But
yeah, this is another room that's on a cycle, and the door up the top is rotating. So when you get to the top, you need to rotate to match where the door is facing. And if you do not screw up a single thing, it's possible to line up exactly so you get up here and the door's in the perfect position.
Watch how slow that rotation is.
Yeah, those rotations are so slow, which is why we want to avoid them. It's almost like a cosmic coincidence that this room is laid out perfectly to make it so a skillful run and there's no rotations.
Oh, we turned into tails!
No way! All right, so that's...
I'm going to say supersonic.
Yeah. So that's pretty much
Those
FEZ.
are the Chaos Emeralds we were collecting, right?
Yeah. Here, we're getting them all, putting them together in this cube. Yeah, so I just want to... I guess we can give a couple shout-outs while we're watching this final kind of cutscene. Like I said, if you like this game, if you like what you saw, try playing it. Join the FEZ speedrunning Discord. Try it out, and we love seeing new faces around. Shout out to Kurzyhow, who made the sprite replacement mod for Sonic. He just banged it out one day. He said, let's do this. So huge shout out there, and for discovering several of the tricks in the run. Oh, my computer restarted again. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, we forgot to do the bit.
Oh, we forgot to. Oh, dang.
We have to start the run again.
Shout out to Wobmiar for making some really sick tasses. Go check them out.
And discovering 8-backs.
And discovering 8-backs by accident. All right, and time is going to end in about 10 seconds when I walk through this door. And time. 25:55. Not too bad. So
that's really good.
This was FEZ. Again, also a big shout out to my commentators. Thank you so much for joining and making this a fun run for me.
Oh, stop it, you.
Anytime.
Thanks to Saving...
You just beat Joker's time by 2 seconds, by the way.
That's funny. There you go. That needed to be... Thank you for pointing that out. That needed to be out there. Thank you so much to Saving Sarah for inviting me on, and I'm happy to be a part of this and, get to show off a fun game in the process. Yeah. I think that's about it. So thank you guys so much for having me. Commentators, do you have any last words?
I'll be running FEZ again at Australian Speed. Australian Speedruns at PAX next week.
Go check that out.
If anyone's interested in watching what we just saw here, but more Australian.
Morgan's been humble.
And faster. Ooh, shots fired.
Yes, Morgan's being humble because they beat my time, so they're ahead of me on the leaderboard. So second place medal.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and look forward to the rest of the marathon.
GG's. Thank you so much, thearst3rd, for that amazing run of FEZ, showcasing, of course, the Sonic costume. Thank you so much for that. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a short break while we get ready for that Super Fancy Pants adventure run. Donations still are open for that, so if you want to sneak in some of those donations to be able to support Doodleplex, please feel free to go ahead and do so. And Vanador, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel with your Prime sub, which of course does support our good friend Sarah as well. Folks, I'll go ahead and be right back in just a little bit. I'll toss things over to Blackheart Wings in the host desk. I'm gonna make myself a sandwich, and I'll catch you all in just a little bit.